Hey there, friends. Welcome to LearnEnglishPodcast.com. I'm Wason, your guide today. Quick tip: if our pace feels speedy, just hit the gear icon and slow the playback. Your comfort matters, and we want every word to land clearly.
Hi everyone, Lydia here. Today we're tackling a painfully familiar combo, being ambitious but lazy. You dream big, new business, perfect English, six-pack abs, but somehow the couch, Netflix, or TikTok always wins. Sound like you? Stay tuned. We've got fixes.
First, let's be honest. How many times have you watched 5 productivity hacks videos in a row without doing a single productive thing? Right? Me too. So why does the brain love planning more than doing? Let's break that mystery down.
Psychologists say our brains crave big, shiny goals but hate heavy effort. The moment a task feels huge, instinct screams, danger, too hard. Result? We scroll, snack, or nap. Understanding that instinct is step 1 toward beating it.
Pop quiz for listeners. What's your biggest goal right now? Learning English fluently? Running your first 10K in Central Park? Jot it down. Visualization matters, but action matters more. Keep that goal visible as we move forward.
Great! Now imagine looking at that goal the way you'd stare up at Half Dome in Yosemite. Beautiful, yes, but intimidating. No wonder you freeze. So we need tricks that shrink the mountain into manageable foothills. Ready for trick 1?
Trick 1. Write your day in the past tense. Instead of a scary to-do list, study phrasal verbs, run 5 miles, finish presentation. Write, I studied phrasal verbs for 30 minutes, jogged 5 miles along the river, and wrapped my slides before lunch.
Why does that work? Because your brain hears a story of success, not a threat. It thinks, oh, we already did it? Cool, let's keep that narrative true. Suddenly, action feels like confirmation instead of torture. Try it right after this episode.
Need an American-style example? Yesterday I wrote, I chatted with my boss, nailed 2 client calls, and still grabbed a caramel latte at Starbucks. Guess what? I lived that script. Past tense journaling turned intention into reality.
Trick 2. Focus only on the first step. Marathon runners don't obsess over mile 26. They cross the start line. Your first step toward better English might be repeating one idiom aloud, not devouring the entire dictionary.
So instead of, I'll master all English tenses tonight, say, I'll practice the present perfect with 3 real-life sentences. I have eaten, I have studied, I have laughed. Small wins snowball into bigger wins, scientifically proven.
Trick 3. Make boring work feel like play. Pump music while decluttering, race a timer while answering emails, or turn vocabulary drills into Kahoot quizzes with friends. Fun hijacks dopamine, and dopamine hijacks laziness.
In my apartment, mopping floors becomes a mini Zumba class. I blast Bruno Mars, 2-step with the Swiffer, and voila, sparkling hardwood. Same principle for English. Open a pronunciation app with game levels instead of staring at a dull PDF.
Speaking of apps, ask yourself, how can I gamify this? Americans love turning chores into challenges. Think Peloton leaderboards or Duolingo streaks. Borrow that vibe. Studying shouldn't feel like detention. It can feel like pick-up basketball.
Trick 4. Use the Zeigarnik effect. Our brain's discomfort with unfinished business. Promise yourself you'll just start a task. Write 1 sentence of an essay, solve 1 grammar exercise. Odds are, you'll keep going to silence that mental itch.
Ever binge-watched Friends because you had to know if Ross and Rachel were on a break? Same cognitive hook. Start drafting your cover letter and your mind nags until it's done. Harness that nag for good.
Mini challenge. Open a blank doc right after this show and type the greeting line. Dear hiring manager. Then stop. Watch how your brain begs to fill in the next sentence. That's Zygarnik in action. Free motivation.
Trick 5. The Eisenhower Matrix. Important versus urgent. Americans adore to-do apps, but most lists mix meaningful goals with noise. Divide tasks into 4 boxes. Do now, schedule, delegate, delete. Scrolling Instagram? Box 4. Delete.
Example. Preparing TOEFL speaking responses. Important but not urgent. Schedule. Replying LOL to every group chat ping. Neither important nor urgent. Delete. Freedom comes from saying no to faux urgency.
Trick 6. Embrace being bad. Perfectionism masquerades as high standards, but actually feeds laziness. You skip guitar class because your G chord buzzes. You avoid speaking English because your accent isn't perfect. Newsflash: perfection is a myth.
Pick a hobby where failure feels safe. Maybe ugly watercolor paintings. Enjoying the learning curve rewires your brain to accept mistakes elsewhere, including language practice. Ask yourself, what's one thing I'll happily stink at this month?
Trick 7. Act like your future self. Visualize the 2.0 version of you, fluent, fit, confident. Then ask in each micro-decision, what would future me do? Would fluent me skip today's listening drill? Probably not.
Write 2 columns. Current routine versus future routine. Maybe current you doom scrolls in bed till midnight, while future you reads an English short story at 10 p.m. Start swapping one habit at a time to close that gap.
Quick reminder, you're watching LearnEnglishPodcast.com on YouTube. If the pace feels fast, remember you can tap the settings wheel and reduce playback speed. Learning is not a sprint. It's your personal marathon.
Let's sprinkle practical language. Question forms boost conversation skills. Example. Instead of "you exercised today," ask the complete American question. Did you work out today? Notice we use did plus base verb, super common in casual chats.
Word usage tip. Overwhelmed means totally swamped, like, I felt overwhelmed by emails Monday morning. Phrase it in a question. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by homework? Practicing with your own examples cements retention.
Another example, procrastinate. I might say, I tend to procrastinate on taxes till April 14th. Turn it into a helpful question for a study partner. How do you avoid procrastinating when a deadline is weeks away?
Let's craft a mini dialogue using today's vocab. Why are you binge-watching reality shows? I'm avoiding my essay. Sounds like classic procrastination. Want a 10-minute study sprint? Short, real-life, American context. That's how words stick.
Speaking of sprints, set a kitchen timer. Yes, that ticking thing your grandma uses, to 15 minutes and race yourself through flashcards. Americans call this the Pomodoro technique. Works wonders for grammar drills.
Remember to reward yourself. After finishing, grab iced coffee or shoot hoops in the driveway. Tiny rewards teach your brain that effort leads to pleasure, not pain. Behavioral psychologists back this up. Carrots beat sticks.
Let's circle back. Which trick resonates most with you? Write it in the comments using today's vocabulary. For example, I'll delegate grocery shopping so I'm less overwhelmed on study days. Sharing goals publicly boosts accountability.
Questions fuel learning, so here are 3 you can ask a study buddy. 1. What small step can you finish today? 2. How will you make that step fun? 3. Which task belongs in the delete box? Practice asking and answering in English.
Pro tip for pronunciation. Stress the first syllable in ambitious, but the second in procrastinate. Americans notice rhythm more than accent. Record yourself, then compare to a native clip. Free feedback, zero judgment.
A mindset nugget. When you say, I'm lazy, you label your identity. Try, I'm practicing consistency. Language shapes behavior. Swap negative self-talk for growth language. Powerful, subtle, and 100% free.
Feeling pumped yet? Good, because knowledge without execution is just trivia. Choose one tactic: past tense journaling, Zygarnik starts, or gamified study. Schedule it today. Momentum loves speed.
Let's do a lightning recap before we close. 1. Past tense day scripts. 2. 1 micro-step focus. 3. Make work play. 4. Zygarnik, just start. 5. Eisenhower prioritizing. 6. Enjoy being bad. 7. Act like future you. 8 minutes of review, lifetime of payoff.
Bringing it together, the secret isn't superhuman willpower. It's designing tiny psychological nudges, music, timers, vocabulary games that push you past inertia. Anyone can do this, from Seattle to Savannah.
Your English will blossom alongside your productivity. Why? Because these tricks double as language practice. Writing scripts, asking questions, labeling tasks, all in English. 2 birds, 1 cleverly phrased stone.
Before we wrap, another playback reminder. Speed controls are your friend. Slow us down to catch every idiom or speed us up once you're comfy. Adjustable learning equals personalized success.
Ready for a final engagement? Comment below using the phrase, "Today I will," followed by your smallest actionable step. Example: Today I will review 5 phrasal verbs. Public commitment, higher follow-through.
Let's sprinkle gratitude. Thanks for choosing us amid countless channels. Your time is precious, and we aim to honor it with practical, native-level guidance every single episode. Stick with us for measurable growth.
And remember, mistakes aren't roadblocks, they're signposts that you're moving. An untouched textbook gathers dust, but a dog-eared one tells a story of progress. Be proud of the blemishes, they mean you showed up.
All right, Lydia, shall we package the key takeaways one more time? Rapid-fire style, shrink tasks, gamify chores, start anything, prioritize smartly, celebrate imperfection, channel future identity. 6 bullets, easy to recall, easier to apply.
Perfect summary, partner. Listeners, screenshot those 6 bullets or write them on a sticky note above your desk. Let that bright neon square nag you in the very best way tomorrow morning.
If today's show gave you an aha moment, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so YouTube nudges you whenever we drop fresh content. We're here weekly, rain or shine, because your English journey deserves consistency.
This is Lydia, alongside Wason, signing off from LearnEnglishPodcast.com. Keep dreaming big, keep acting small, and keep speaking English every single day. See you in the next episode.